more live.
Yay.
There we go. The little bar was in my, all up in my grill. Yeah, so we just came back from tour with Flatfoot 56 yesterday. Josh's other band, his less cool band. Just kidding, they're great. So we were on the plane and we chose to watch.
Love and Thunder.
Yay!
Thor.
I think it's the latest Thor movie, right?
Yeah, the latest Thor movie. But it was great. We liked it. End of review.
Review. Yeah, let's see. I think I felt every feeling in my feeling coloring box. I felt joy when. Okay, there's gonna be a couple spoilers ahead, so
It's spoily.
a little.
It's been out for like a long time though.
Yeah.
So we're.
I think we're safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so joy when I saw Thor, he sort of gave his Thor powers to his like herd of children. I thought that was the most amazing. That was my favorite part. I'm like a, an educator, protector of children type person, and so just like seeing Thor like shoot a bunch of gold power into all the kids, I think was the most outstanding part for me. And seeing that little girl like shooting the enemies out of her like teddy bear of death.
It looks like a stuffed bunny or something. And yeah. And there's, Thor says, grab some weapons. Like, they don't have any weapons. He's like, where are your weapons? He's like, well, just pick something up off the ground. And most people pick up a weapon or a rock. Some of the kids pick up rocks. And then, but you see, like, everyone's holding up. But this is, like, bunny-eared stuffed animal. Someone's holding, like, how is that going to be a weapon? Well, you see. And it's inspiring.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful.
Mm. Did you have a favorite part?
Yeah, Thor is just such a great character. Yeah, he's great. So I loved, and yeah, I just loved the way that. Well, I like the summaries actually though about Thor.
Yeah, those were really helpful.
Yeah, the little summaries that Mr. Rockman gave.
Mr. Rockman.
And I'm totally brain farting on the name of Mr. Rockman.
Me too. But we're just Rocket Man.
This is a great review.
But you guys know who we mean. I guess you could tell us his name in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be great. So he's basically giving some really great synopsis of what Thor has done in the Marvel Universe thus far. And I love, there's a great line that talks about how he hid his body behind man flesh.
His heart.
Hid his heart behind a pad of flesh to protect himself, and it showed him he's got this giant beer gut, and it's just great. It's like that's a really great take on what's going on.
Yeah.
When you see someone with a beer gut, they're just trying to protect their heart. That's what that's about. They've been through some things. And Christian Bale is in it, and it's he's got a great story arc, and it starts off so sad and so depressing.
I know.
And so it's like there's got to be something for this guy, for this poor character. This has got to be. And I won't spoil it, but let's just say I was happy for the most part. If I was a writer, would have done even more. Because I think he could have done more. He might just not have had all his brain power. But anyways.
Like you would have done more evil things?
No, like towards the very end, he could have done more.
Oh, yeah.
He could have done more to help his own situation. I feel like,
yes.
You did something, but you didn't do, it's right there at your fingertips. Why don't you just do a whole bunch of stuff to help your situation? He ends up doing just like a thing. And it's like, I feel like you should have done like way more than just the one thing.
Yes,
anyways.
Totally. It seemed like he was forcing himself to make a choice when he didn't necessarily have to.
It's like improv. Yes, and.
Yeah.
So, and. No, don't just stop there.
Let's see. Oh, loved the screaming goats. That was such a great touch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Loved the goats. I was curious in future D&D campaigns that we do, if I could come up with, an animal friend that is similar to a screaming goat with like those kinds of powers.
You have to talk to your DM, yeah. But it would be great.
Um, oh, okay. And so there's a scene where Natalie Portman, her character
Jane
Jane, you know what I mean.
Foster.
Jane Foster, not Jane Fonda. Dang it.
Well, Jodie Foster, the rock, Mr. Rockman calls her Jodie Foster.
Oh, that's
great.
No, I thought he called her. Anyway, so there's a scene where she like sort of charges up her weapon by like pointing it at the sky, and it gets charged. And it instantly made me wish I could charge my phone that way. Just like point my phone at some lightning with the lightning port, and have it be like instantly full of power. And maybe shoot laser beams. Like, what if our phones could be defensive weapons? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be amazing, except I'm just having the thought about how you might accidentally trigger the laser while you're talking to it and it's in your ear. So it's like, I think the smartphone is often used by not very smart people. So you might have some tragedies.
Yeah. Self-tragedies.
Aim phone away from face. Aim
Yeah.
away from face.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great movie. It was perfect for what it was. A good bit of entertainment.
Yeah. So there's joy, and there's probably some anger too. You said every coloring box. There's grief.
Yeah.
Anger.
Sadness. Well,
fear.
Fear. I mean, I also thought it was kind of awesome that they, one of the main characters, okay, spoiler ahead, has cancer, obviously, which I thought was a really interesting thing to include in a Disney movie, I was like, that's pretty cool.
It's still funny to me that a Marvel movie is actually a Disney movie.
I know.
it's still hard to get over, kind of. But yes, indeed.
But yeah, before we sign off, which we might have some more things to say in a second, but so we produced a Christmas compilation again this year.
That's right.
By hook and by crook. And it's been mastered by YY Productions, our friends who are great at their job.
They're not crooks.
They're not crooks.
I don't know what hook by and by crook.
By hook or by crook.
Does that mean by evil?
That's a saying.
Thief.
It's kind of like, nothing will stop us.
I like it.
So I like it by hook and by crook.
By
So YY Productions mastered it, but there's some original Christmas tunes on there, and there's also some covers, is what we would call them. We have a couple on there. Other friends of ours have a couple on there, and I think it came out really nice. You can get it on Bandcamp, and I'll post the link below. And all the proceeds from the Christmas compilation goes towards International Justice Mission.
Yes.
If you've never heard of them, go check them out. Support them. They do really amazing work with people that have been human trafficked, which includes people who've been affected by the conflict in the Ukraine, which has sort of led to its own issues with human trafficking.
And also people in America and everywhere in between. It's it's a worldwide problem and very sad. And so it's really amazing what they do.
Yep. So the Almighty Christmas compilation for fresh festive imaginations. You can find it on Bandcamp. You can also find a link to it on our website, uhosmusic.com. I have integrated it into our website.
Very nice.
But yep, okay, so out of 10, what do we rate Thor, Love and Thunder?
No, so hard to rate stuff. I mean, I'd say at least a 7. I'd give it a 7. Only because there's some really, really, really great Marvel movies out there. So it would normally be like 8, 9, or maybe even, close to a 10. But it does feel like it's an in-between movie because it's an in-between movie, but they do a great job. So the only reason why it's not like more is because it's just like the storyline is, I'm used to like Marvel movies having this massive, amazing storyline being pushed forward. And it seemed like a really great movie that helped wrap up some loose ends and started some other loose ends that you'll see in the future that get you excited about the next big movie that will be a 9 or a 10. So it's like it's not the Super Bowl, it's not the play, if I can use a sports analogy, it's not the Super Bowl, it's not even a playoff game, it's like you're a mid-season. It's a mid-season game that's really, really, really good. A really, really good mid-season game. That's like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you're still like looking forward to the playoffs, and then hopefully the Super Bowl.
That's great.
It's kind of like in my range. So like 7 is probably where I would rank it. How about you?
I'm tempted to rank it like a full 10 because I'm gonna put it in its own category because my style of movies that I love to watch are really like well crafted artsy murder mystery movies. That's really my most awesome jam. But I'm not gonna put like a Thor movie in that category. I'm gonna give it its own thing. We saw it on an airplane. It really made the time go by so quickly. It was so much fun. And I think for what they were trying to do, they really nailed it. And they got some good references in there. Hashtag guy in a hot dog costume.
Yeah, I think you should leave.
So that little deep cut into a show that we personally love to watch really was the cherry on top for me.
Speaking of deep cuts, it's not even that deep. I think it's like, in fact, maybe if they gave like a more direct shout out, it might have been I'd give it an 8. We really like watching Critical Role, and Vox Machina. There's Percy, the character Percy has a sword that calls to him and spews out black, inky smoke, and he has conversations with him, and it's called it seemed like a certain sword that a certain Christian Bale had was like the exact same sword as Percy. Now maybe that's a common element in D&D or in just like some fantasy stuff, but I kind of feel like it might be very similar to they might have even been influenced. I wouldn't be surprised because Critical Role and D&D is very popular.
Yeah, so, I would love that if they had been influenced by Critical Role.
Yeah, so I would have loved like I don't know what kind of deep cut shout out they could have given, but would have been cool.
Yeah.
So, but to even have it, it's really awesome. It was like, sweet, that's Percy's sword.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's about all from us.
Do you want to talk about Saturday? I don't know.
Okay, we can make it a mention.
It's not I have to.
Yeah. Oh, what do you... So this Saturday, which will be December 10th, we're going to be providing some musical entertainment along with Fourth Wall Improv.
That's right. Yeah.
They're kind of a local improv group in Tinley Park, Illinois. So yeah, we're going to be doing some Christmas music with them at the Tinley Park Performing Arts Center.
Yep.
So if you want some local improv plus some of our Christmas music, then we will see you there. I think tickets are like $9, but we don't have to pay because we will be playing. So
it's a good reminder to ourselves when we rewatch this video. That's right, we don't have to pay. But yeah, we have some original Christmas songs that we'll be playing as well. So check it out.
Cheers. Bye. Yes.